get so much support from studying the Bible each week in preparation for coming to talk with you. But I feel bad that I have all that and I can't get it all to you. There's no way that I can get to you the joy and the strength that comes from spending a lot of time in God's Word. And I really want to urge you to make it a habit, to make it part of your life, to get into it. If you want to get into it, I can help you with suggestions. Don't start in Genesis. You start in Genesis, you may get bogged down in Genesis. You'll certainly get bogged down in Leviticus. I had one friend who wanted to read the Bible, and he said, I'll get through Leviticus. He bogged down in Judges. There's a lot of places to get bogged down. We start with Jesus. Read the Gospels. Read John again. You ought to have a better, deeper understanding of John because of the studies we've been doing in it since 2014. I know this already. Yeah, well, it'll speak to you better. And when you know one of the Gospels by heart, then maybe you're ready to go on to another Gospel. Oh, by the way, I'd like you to take your bulletin in hand, and let's all read together the wonderful promise on the cover. Ready to go? Start at the top. It says, who shall? You ready? Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Big question. Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. Him that loved us. This is Jesus. He came to show us the love of God. Jesus is the love of God incarnate. You wonder, what was the love of God look like if it were a person? That's Jesus. This, by the way, in chapter 10, we're very near the end of his life on earth. In chapter 11 is where he heals Lazarus, brings him back from the dead. And that was the thing that made him say, oh, we have to kill him now, and we have to kill Lazarus too. Because everybody will follow him. So we're very near the end. He starts off in chapter 10 with a parable. Verily, 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 verily. Puts emphasis on this parable. Nobody understands it. It's a general parable about thieves climbing up. If you want to get into a place, you don't climb up on the outside. They don't find it. They don't get it. The thieves avoid the door. Don't find the door. That's in 1 to 5. And then 6 explains that they didn't get it. So in verse 7 he starts again. And in verse 7 he starts by saying, I am the door. I'm the door. This is how you get in. He can't say exactly what you're getting into. But you'd like a door, wouldn't you, where something really good is on the other side? That's what he's promising. I'm the door. And he says it twice. He 7 and 9. Then in verse 10 is a kind of transition. He said, I'm the door, this is how you get into the sheepfold. Then suddenly he's the shepherd. Not just the one who comes in and out. I am the shepherd. I am the good shepherd. This is as close as he can come to saying, I am the Messiah. Because everybody knew Ezekiel 34. Everybody knew that. Where God said, you shepherds of Israel, you are rotten people. You take care of yourselves and you don't take care of the people. You don't take care of the sheep. He said, I'm going to come. I'm going to come myself. I'm coming. I'm a good shepherd and I'll get rid of you bad shepherds. So Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. Woo. That's a big, huge claim. I'm the good shepherd. Anyone who doesn't understand that is a hypocrite. They're covering up. So when they say at the end of this chapter, come on, don't keep us in suspense any longer. Tell us if you're the Messiah. Well, you already have. They're just trying to get him to say it in words, a formula that will allow them to kill him. I'm the good shepherd. As the Father knows me, even so I know the Father. I lay down my life for the sheep. And other sheep I have. This is where we go into a little more detail now. Other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them also I must bring. They shall hear my voice, there'll be one fold and one shepherd. That's why the Father loves me. Because I lay down my life, that I might take it again. This business of laying down, by the way, the Greek word is a simple Greek word, as I put my life. It doesn't mean I'm going to get killed. It means I'm investing my life for the sheep. And he was here on earth for the 3 years for the sheep, for us. He didn't come to die. You know that by now. He came for 3 years to walk around all over their country, healing everybody who needed healing. Wouldn't you like it if somebody would come to Bridgeport? Say, I'm not going to the rest of America, but I'm coming to Bridgeport. I'm going to walk around, and anytime anybody has any problems, just bring it to me, and I'll fix it. That's what he did. And he had 12 friends. He sent them out to heal everybody and to raise the dead even. Come do it. And they came back and he said, 70 more. Out to go through all the towns and villages and heal everybody and cast out the demons. And they came back excited, Lord, the demons are subject to us in your name. This is what he's been doing for 3 years there. I doubt if there's a sick person left in Israel. Certainly if they are, it's just because they refuse to go to him. There might have been a few in the hospital. That place where they were waiting for the waters to get troubled. Imagine, 3 years, anybody who's brought to Jesus is healed, but you're going to sit there and wait for the waters to be troubled? It must have been really stubborn people. I'm the good shepherd. That's why the Father loves me. I'm here giving you my life. Now let's talk about the other sheep for a minute. We'll get back to the rest of chapter 10, because there's a lot happening here in chapter 10 as the gospel comes to its end. But let's talk about the other sheep. Who are the other sheep? People have argued about that for years. Some think it's aliens, people on other planets. Why not? If there are people on other planets, God knows them to even. They're all his creatures. If there are, I don't think there are personally. We have a video called The Privileged Planet, which I think I tried to show here one time. Did I show it here? Well, I want to show it again if you missed it. There's a bunch of scientists explaining how there are more and more and more reasons being discovered every year why this is the only planet that will sustain life. I think this is a privileged planet. But anyway, it might be aliens. In Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 4, God promises the Jewish people that when they get scattered, because they're going to sin and get scattered, when they get scattered all over the world, He will return and get them all and bring them back to Israel, the promised land. And in chapter 30, verse 4 of Deuteronomy, it says, even if there are any of you in the uttermost parts of the heavens, I'll bring you from there. Somebody's phone. Even if you're in the uttermost parts of the heavens, I'll go and bring you from there and get you back to Israel. So, there might be Saul Finkelstein with a trading post on Syria's land. If there is, God's going to bring it back. But I don't think it's about aliens. Many say it's about the Gentiles, the Romans. That Jesus was saying, yeah, I've been here now for you people. And He said that several times. I came for you. And He told His people as He sent them out, don't go anywhere but Israel. So maybe He was talking about the Gentiles. Other sheep I have are not of this fold. Them also I must bring. And of course He does love all the Gentiles. And He did send out people as soon as it was clear that He was going to get killed. He told His people, all right, now you have to go out to the rest of the world, wherever you go. Make disciples. Make disciples. You know what a disciple is, don't you? A student. And you have to be a student before you can make a student. I look around here and I look at you people, and I know some of you have very serious specialized knowledge. Look at Paul. Look at the specialized knowledge he has. She's developed. It's not just on the piano, it's being a counselor for people who are in trouble, all kinds. I look at Ollie and Lois, I look at Brian's training that he's been through. He knows stuff about finance that took him a long time to study up. You all have specialized knowledge. You couldn't tell people about what you do unless you had been studying what you do. Now you have to make disciples. That means you have to become a disciple first. You have to spend time with Jesus in the Word. Other sheep. After the resurrection, Jesus said to Peter, feed my sheep. When He said He was giving His life, there's a verse in Luke chapter 19, verse 21, which uses the very same word, laying down. Laying down the life. It's in the parable about the man who gives some money to his servants and says, I will make more money with this. And the one who buries it in the ground comes back and says to him, oh, I didn't do that. Here it is. I didn't lose it there. Because he says, I knew you were a hard man. You pick up where you didn't lay down. Lay down. That's the same word. It's an investment. He invested His life for us. And that's what this is talking about. You know, without that, there's no grace and no love. If He didn't put His life down, no one took it from Him. No. And the crisis came. Always important to remember this. Don't forget the 12 legions of angels. Never forget that. If He had turned 12 legions of angels loose on the world, you just can't imagine. He's going to do it someday. He will. He's going to come back in glory with His says holy angels. Oh man, you don't want to be around when that happens. And we're not going to be around. He had those 12 legions of angels. And he held them all. And he said, no one's taking my life from me. No, I'm laying it down. And I'm going to pick it up again. And he has picked it up again. And he's alive. But he wants to be alive in you. He wants people to look at you and say, something going on inside there. Every one of us should be like that. I think that when he's talking about other sheep I have, he's including all your neighbors, all your friends. In fact, I know it. Do you remember the time when he was on his way to Samaria, on his way through Samaria, stopped for lunch there at the well? We had that in chapter 4. And the disciples went up into the town and came back with lunch, food, lunch meats and stuff, whatever they got for lunch. They got it from the slice stand, or whatever it was. They came back with stuff. And he says to them, what does he say? I sent you to read. I didn't send you for lunch. I don't need lunch. I sent you to read. I sent you to that village to spread the good news. I sent you to that village to shine. 12 men walking in to a Samaritan village, 12 Jewish men who don't look like they're looking down their nose on you, Samaritan. 12 guys who came in smiling, nice, friendly. They had been sent out to heal people. They should have said, is anybody sick in the village? I sent you to reap. The fields are white to the harvest. They were white to the harvest because the woman had gone and told her story. And the people of the village were now coming down the hill. There are hundreds of people coming down that hill. Maybe thousands. You've heard from Bill Tate about unreached people groups in India. The people who are interested in missions say that there are about 600 or 700 unreached people groups, with thousands of people all over the world, and 400 of them are in India. There's an unreached people group in your housing development. And he sent you to read. I love you. Please don't misunderstand. I love every one of you. I'm Jew. And you give me strength. But I'm telling you the truth. God sent you to read. And the other sheep